everybody. It is time again on another Monday night for 3D Politics Live. I'm Tom McKay, your perspicuous host, here this evening with David Van from SoonerPolitics.org. I gotta say,
that's 5 syllables.
That's not bad, is
it?
Perspicuous. Look it up, kids.
Look it up, kids.
The big news of the day, of course, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about, 4 or 5 different things, but the big news of the day was celebrity David Van appeared on. No, this is big. When you're podcasting like we are, it's big when you're on the blowtorch of KFAQ 1170 with Pat Campbell. A great show. I listened to the whole thing. You sounded great. Pat, it was great to have you on. A great show.
Pat's good. You know, he's really the top talk show host in Oklahoma now.
Well, I wish he would take more calls. Wish there were more callers, but I gotta say, just ran you all over the court with 1,000. I thought it was great. He really covered a lot of topics.
Keep up with him. You got a curtain that's getting tugged around.
What am I doing here? Oh,
there
sorry.
You go.
All right, quit swinging around. Oh, hey, look at there.
We're dancing with the curtains tonight. But yeah, it was a great show. You know, Pat had just a lot of things going on. We had a good talk about, the issues we covered. You'll find on SoonerPolitics.org. It's headlining today, and or on KFAQ. Pat's one of our blogging partners, so we carry his podcast.
You got into some of the issues with Stitt and the casinos, which I thought was you really, and this is one of the things I love that Pat's been doing, is really digging into drilling down on the facts about the casino issues.
Yes.
And regardless of which side he's on, and whether you agree with it or not, he's pulling out the issues. I find that, just to touch on that a little bit, because the part that frosted me or hooked me, the idea, and this is the part I understand, they say that the nations are a sovereign nation, but they're also Oklahoma citizens. And so, therefore, in that bubble is the way we should calculate it, not allowing other outside entities to bring casinos in. But the outside entities are also sovereign states that are also American citizens. So, again, it's a circular argument to me somehow.
But I'm more concerned about the rest of us Oklahomans who are being locked out right now by an act of our own legislature. They sold us out for what was called an exclusivity fee, and the tribes were just glad to pay it. Don't want to see this setup go away. They like the fact that they're the only ones getting to play this game.
It's a sticky situation. I think it's right that it needs to go, and I guess it's right to go slowly arbitration and then through the courts, but it's going to take.
I don't think anybody's happy with where we're at right now.
But anyway, I thought it was great that you were invited to be on. I thought you did a great job on the show, and that's the premier place to be here for politics in Oklahoma.
It really is. Oklahoma City has really crashed and burned as far as having good talk radio.
Right.
And so Tulsa's carrying the flag right now, and Pat Campbell's the best we've got.
Right. I used to compete with Mary Alice to be their number one caller, but since I promoted myself to former mayoral candidate, I just can't call anymore. I'm too far gone. We got 4 or 5 stories. The state education department fines epic, $500,000 and more. We're going to talk about that. There's sanctuary cities for the Second Amendment right here in Oklahoma.
Absolutely.
It's exciting. They're standing up for that. Also, we're going to talk about, where is Oldham? Oldham is on assignment, and he is
This is going to be good, folks.
This is a spy kid, that Oldham.
Yes.
And then also update from the Virginia assaults, the weapon ban assault in Virginia.
Yes.
So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Just in general, though, did you see the Daytona 500? Did you?
No, I did not.
They go 500 miles. Did you know that?
Yes.
That's what they do. That's why they call it that.
How ironic. It's in the title,
Well, it's 200 laps. You think, why don't they just even it out and make it be 500 laps, But apparently there's a length to the lap.
And I tell you, I've been out there a couple of times. It was not racing time of the year. It was like late July, hot as could be. And had the kids in the car, and we were, heading back to the beach. And I said, let's go by the Daytona 500. Yeah, that's a long track. It's
amazing.
Monster.
It's a thing.
It's a monster.
Yeah. Now, I've never been, but I did love what Trump said, and I thought it was great that he went and did the little, television.
Yeah,
stunt.
tell us what he did.
Well, a lot of people missed it, but they took what they call the Beast, a 22,000-pound presidential limo, and took it around the lap for the pace cars.
Nice.
Very impressive.
No, not during the start of the race.
They didn't actually race. No, they. Yeah, that was before the race. Yeah,
was it the actual pace car?
It was basically. I don't know technically if that's what they call it. I don't know if technically it got up to speed to be called it, because you have to hit 70 miles an hour for those cars to hit the bank. So I don't know if technically it's called the pace car, but he did.
Okay.
He did go in front of the vehicles before the race, before the green flag.
With the vehicles following him?
Yes, just like the start of the race.
Holy smokes! Now listen. I've driven in the Secret Service motorcade.
Really?
I've been a driver.
Wow.
And they would not let me between the candidate or be up next to the candidate.
Right.
They had one of their own guys in an SUV with shaded windows. It was a tripod-mounted machine gun in there too.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I
want one of those.
But yeah, they are pretty sticky about this, and I had to drive the candidates' kids, campaign manager, press secretary, and everything, because Secret Service provides for the candidate, and whoever else can fit in that vehicle. Anybody else has to go to another vehicle, and I was chosen to be a driver. This was the Rick Santorum campaign.
Pretty good. Yeah, that's impressive. No wonder Pat Campbell invited you.
It's just one of the things that I've done a few things in my life.
Here,
But anyway, so yeah, they, and I was given 2 bits of advice. One, keep up with the car in front of you. And we flew, man. It was so cool.
Yeah.
Because I was doing 70 going down the Mingo Valley Expressway, and they were on the phone saying, faster, faster. Yes. And, but they said, stay up with us, but don't hit us.
Well, and when you say, was it the pace car, those Daytona race fans are pretty sticky.
Yeah.
I don't know if technically the racers called that the actual, there might have, I don't know the rules of Daytona.
My guess is Trump led the first lap with the pace car behind him. Then Trump backed out, and the pace car
might very well have been. I don't believe that his limo could get going fast enough to be the official pace car.
I don't think they want the President of the United States flying that fast.
Dude, when you're doing 100 miles an hour in a 22,000-pound vehicle, that's dangerous.
I want to know who's the Secret Service agent who got to drive in the Daytona 500. That would be one that the rest of the guys at the Secret Service could do.
So I noticed that he and Melania stood next to each other but didn't hold hands. And I'm just waiting for those on the left to pounce on the body language. Apparently they're probably about to break up because they didn't hold hands, David, and that's a thing. But I did like when Trump talked about, the gal kind of put him on the spot when they interviewed him. What do you like about it? If you're such a fan of Daytona, Mr. President, you're like, what's your favorite song routine? Well, what do you like about it? Well, he mentioned the amazing technology that is involved in these vehicles.
Yes.
And the amazing courage that these guys have. Yes, he says they have the safety harnesses. In fact, much of the safety that we have in our vehicles today is due to the fact of these guys that are learning how to use safety. And we learn about the physics. And these guys go 200 miles an hour, bumper to bumper. It's an adrenaline. I wish I could do it just to go out there and drive that fast.
Yeah.
It would be great fun. But I loved what Trump said about the Daytona, about what, the honor that he brought there.
I sometimes think there's a fine line between courage and stupidity.
Oh, they live right next to it. Bravery and stupidity live right next door to each other. I mean, what act of bravery is not considered stupid by a weaker man?
Yeah.